Hello, everyone. Glenn Jessome here, President and CEO of Silver Tiger Metals. Midsummer, and I know there are many distractions in the summer for people, but at El Tigre, we have started ramping everything up on a, if not weekly basis, daily basis, as we proceed with the build of our project, heap leach project there. So I thought, what a great time to get on and just give everybody a little update. I've been doing these every couple of months and just walk folks through, what's happening, what's coming. And most importantly, what I wanted to tell everybody today was that everything is proceeding beautifully on the mountain. Um, we are on schedule to have that first pour of a doré bar, a silver gold bar, in December of 2027. That's the biggest message. I guess I could just, there are a million little details underneath that why I could tell you that. I won't review them all. I guess if we just stop the message there, that might be enough for everybody. But let's just dive into that a little bit deeper. We have been endeavoring to keep everybody in the loop as we move forward with construction. We put out a press release a couple weeks ago, I think, which was a construction update. I'm not going to do those weekly or bi-weekly. We'll do those regularly. There'll be no set pattern. Once enough, progress has been made that's material, I want people to know that we're on schedule for that first pour. We'll put another one out, but that doesn't mean that I can't take the opportunity to talk to my shareholders and those who may be interested in being shareholders. We've always been very transparent, as you know. I like to, as my wife would say, you like to talk too much, Glenn, and I probably would have to agree with her. But I think keeping people in the know, in the loop of what you're doing is very important for shareholders. And in the companies that I own shares in that are not Silver Tiger, I like to be fully apprised of what's going on. So that's what we're here for today. Look, a little bit of repeat from the press release. It's a beehive of activity on that mountain. There are almost 200 persons working there now. And that means that you have to have the management to support that. Our Mexican management team under Francisco Albalez has been built out in layers, making all of the key hires for on-mountain management, purchasing, safety, all of those things that we need to get in place are in place. The management team has been built, and it's a very experienced management team that have built heap leach projects in Mexico on multiple occasions before. Very important to have that experience. Look, KCA and KCN have been fantastic. I don't need to belabor the point on the EPSCM contract. They're on top of everything. They're driving. They have a big team on the mountain now. And so that's all coming along. Managing these almost 200 people and steering them in the right direction to keep them on track and on schedule. I keep talking about on schedule. That means we need a place for these people to live. So we have a large offices have been completed for what we call the construction offices. They will become part of operations offices down the road, but that's all done so that the management team, KCN, KCA have a place every day to work and manage. And now, of course, we've got the enough camp set up for almost 200 people that are there every day. They don't go home every night. They stay there. That means all your sewer and septic and all of the water and all the facilities you need for that are all now in place. So wonderful to have that done. The next thing that's really coming along nicely, the land clearing and the flora fauna management, that's all well along. We've got to the point now where earthworks are being completed. I think we had a few pictures of that in the last press release. Such things as the leach pads, the waste dumps, all of these things now. The earthworks are being done. The road from Kalenia Malalas is being improved. 45-kilometer road just directly to the project. Those are earthworks too, because that's being just made more robust and expanded. All of that is coming very well. Gloyas is the company we're using on the crushing area. That's all earthworks are being done there. The planning for that's being done. Things just keep evolving as we move along, and very pleased with how that's all coming. Someone who's very knowledgeable in building mines in Mexico, saw our press release and saw some of the photos and called me up and said, now that looks like a mine that's well under construction. That was a real compliment. So things are really happening there. Very, very exciting. And we're happy that's all coming along very, very nicely. And we'll continue to. Next thing you'll probably hear us talking about will be now, as you know, and let's start with the fact that, CFE, which is the Commission Federal de Electricidad in Mexico, has given us the access to grid electrical power for El Tigre. It's going to take us a while to get that power line built from the substation. And of course, we're going to run, as for the build, and a little bit of production on genset, which will become the backup redundant power. So that's the next thing, that engineering on the gensets are being done now. The land is being prepared for those. So we just keep taking steps forward and forward and forward. I'm extremely pleased how everything's going on the mountain, and come back to the full circle after saying all of that, on schedule for a first pour in December of 2027. Extremely, extremely exciting. I'm so proud of, not me. My job is to manage Canada, to manage the make sure that the money is all available, which it is. And but our team, Mexican driven, Mexican based for the vast majority, are just absolutely killing it at El Tigre, and I just want to say I'm so proud of them, and they are doing a wonderful job. Look, I guess there were other things we're doing also. There's your update. Um, on schedule, on track, performing well. Secondly, as you know, we're doing more work, desk work a lot on the PEA for the underground. As you know, that will be the second act at El Tigre, with the first act being the heap leach is well on the way. As you know, besides the permit for our heap leach, which we acquired and are building on, we were permitted for the underground. We're getting that ready. The second act is coming. We're doing a lot of desk work. There will be more drilling. We're going to have to move some of those the excuse me, those ounces over so that they can count in a PFS, and we're targeting that document and working to get that ready. I don't have a date for that yet. Rest assured, the team are working very hard on that. That's act number two. And act number three always was, and people ask about it a lot, is now that everything is, look, I don't want to use the word smooth, but going very well on the build. And we have the PEA moving towards PFS on the underground. Drilling was all finished, as I've mentioned before, on the geotechnical and metallurgical drilling for the heap leach. Well, we did not take the drill teams off the mountain. They've been busy. We moved up to the North Tigre. I'm not going to belabor the point on that. People understand where that is, 700 meters north. We have a nice resource in the PEA already around that, and the mine plan would near double what was in the PEA for the underground we released in January of this year. And we're back at that. The drills are turning. I think we're over 25 holes now. We're going to get a good inventory of those, and looking forward to when we have enough to come and not just drilling the holes. As you know, you have to then have all the assaying work done. That takes time, as some of it has to be done, confirmed in Canada. When we have enough that have through the system, really looking forward to getting those results out for people to see. We're drilling not the stockwork zone. You'll see some of that into that to the north, but we're really going after that, what Tiger has been famous for, the El Tigre mine and the North Tigre mine, high-grade silver intercepts. So we're looking forward to getting good inventory and getting that out into the market. And you know what? When I get that done, be a great excuse, not an excuse, a great time for maybe me to come back on and do a little update like this, and after its press release, walk everybody through, why it's important, what it looks like, and how it's coming along. Look, that's all I have today. I just wanted to give everyone an update and basically bring everyone up to speed. Look, it's midsummer. I hope everyone's enjoying the summer. Uh, the summer has been the busiest summer so far for us. We went from 40 or 50 people near late spring, early summer to now 200. That will continue to increase. A rainy season will come here in late August, September. We're just going to work right on through that. So, as the team in Mexico like to remind me, everybody else is taking a summer break, but we're actually ramping up. So that's what we'll continue to do. Until next time, that's a little bit of an update. Thank you so much for listening today, for having interest in our company, Silver Tiger, the El Tigre project. And if you are a shareholder, thank you for all of your support and patience. It's been a long journey to get from those first drill holes to actually building this heap leach and then transitioning to the underground mine. And I want to thank you all for your help. Without you, we could never have gotten here. Thank you.